Welcome everyone, we are back with another video, and today we'll be covering something very different. Pokemon is one of the biggest Nintendo franchises of all time. With over 1,000 different Pokemon to date, the series has brought us everything from the manga to anime series to movies, animated and live action with many different games. But one thing Pokemon was known for was some of the dark and creepy Pokedex entries for some of the Pokemon itself. There was a Mimikyu on why it wears this disguise, and let's not forget about the tragic story on why Cubone wears the skull. So Pokemon is very familiar with the horror genre. Another thing to note is that there were so many creepypastas made related to some themes in the series, like for example, Lavender Town Syndrome and Hypno's Lullaby. But today we're actually going to be exploring one of the darkest creepypasta stories ever, Lost Silver, including the main story, game adaptations, and spin-offs regarding it. So without further ado, let's get right into this. The story begins where the narrator ends up getting a used copy of Pokemon Silver. As they boot it up, the game doesn't seem to start as normal as they thought. It started up on a previous save file, and when checking the trainer profile, their name was just 3 dots. But in this story, the narrator would at times call him Gold. What made things interesting was that they had all 251 Pokemon, max hours, and Pokédollars as well. The Pokemon party consisted of 5 unknown and a Cyndaquil named Hurry. After checking out the stats for those Pokemon, all the unknown's letters spelled out leave. Also, all the Pokemon didn't have their usual cries, it was complete silence. The location the sprite was at seemed to be a room in the Bellsprout Tower, but there were no NPCs, it was completely empty. Shortly after exiting the area, the character enters a dark room with the unknown radio theme playing in the background. They had their Cyndaquil light up the area with flash. The pathway they took down started to get darker and darker the further they went down until they saw a sign at the end that read, "Turn back now." Once the players choose yes, they are placed in another dark room. While they try to use flash again, a notification pops up saying Hurry has fainted, which was an odd thing to happen as they were not inflicted with any status conditions like poison. They weren't even placed in the party anymore and were replaced by another unknown. Now the unknown's letters had spelled out, "He died." The room then lit up a bunch of graves that were scattered everywhere, similar to how they were in red and blue. The character would try to leave, but nothing happened, and when looking at their trainer profile, Gold was missing his arms and looked more sad in the face. Then all of a sudden, Gold started spinning like it was using an escape rope and landed in a new area, but the sprite was completely white and the background was red. After looking at their profile again, it shows that Gold has now lost his legs and has bloody tears now. Their party even changed again with 5 unknowns that now spelled out dying and a level 100 Celebi. As they explored the area, they see other NPCs all lined up to the side facing the middle pillar with nothing happening when you speak to them. Then at the top, you see a trainer that looks very familiar to Red, and a battle immediately starts. But it shows both trainers only have 1 Pokemon each, even though Gold originally had multiple unknown in his party. Red had a Pikachu and Gold only had Celebi. Pikachu used Curse, which was odd as they were not known to learn that move, and there was only 1 option for Celebi as it used Perish Song. After a few turns, due to the effects of Perish Song, Celebi fainted, but in the text it said Celebi had died. But then Pikachu would use Destiny Bond shortly after and fainted, but the same text also popped up. Then after the battle, you see Red's head completely gone from his body. Now back in what seems to be Gold's room, he now has a transparent look, and when looking at his profile, he's just a floating head. Also, when looking at his Pokemon party, it is 6 unknown that read out, "No more." As he tried to walk out the door, it didn't work, and he ended up walking past the house into a void with everything vanishing. After a long walk, he encountered the regular version of him as he said goodbye forever. He vanished, and a message showed an anonymous name used Nightmare, and Gold was teleported to a place surrounded by the graves from earlier. The player profile showed 0 badges now, and all the pictures of the gym leaders were just skulls. The unknown in the Pokemon party now read, "I'm dead," and the final text at the end read, "RIP." One of the meanings that could be interpreted for this was that Gold was a young trainer, but no matter how successful he was unable to avoid the fate of death and being forgotten over time. Which would also line up, as there would be a different trainer by each Pokemon game for the series. And now we take you to the other option of the game, where it asks you to turn back now, and you say no multiple times. Eventually that sign would disappear and your character would be forced to walk backwards during a different pathway. Then you end up in a cave similar to the one you see when you encounter Red in the actual version of Gold and Silver. The main difference is that Gold has no eyes, and the party now consisted of 4 unknown, a Typhlosion named Please, and an egg. Eventually the Typhlosion ends up disappearing from the party, and the egg hatches as a Cyndaquil, with the unknown now spelling out Deny. After walking around in a cave, as soon as you step outside, you encounter someone with a Feraligatr that says "Where?" and it also has no eyes. After defeating the trainer, all they say is "Even," and then they disappear. Now this trainer and the Feraligatr appeared in Friday Night Funkin' for the Insomnia song in Hypno's Lullaby, where it shows the trainer trying to speak and the eyes are completely black. I feel like this is interpreting that after all these trainers reached the top, there was nothing left for them, which also symbolizes them getting replaced over time. After leaving, the character flies to a town with many different NPCs. When you talk to each one, a different unknown appears. After that, the character teleports to the same area, but now it's purple, with the NPCs now lined up with the unknown that spell out, "Who are you, kid?" Eventually, you end up back in the Bellsprout Tower where the saved file started off from the beginning. Now back to Friday Night Funkin' again, where Lost Silver was heavily featured again with the song Monochrome. Throughout the song, the players will be given certain unknown that they must spell out on their keyboard within a certain time. And at certain points, Parasong will be used to deplete the maximum health until eventually Gold became a floating head. You can even see the despair and sadness amongst Gold not wanting to disappear from this world. But eventually Gold would be forced to deal with a new wave of trainers and being forgotten in the end. All in all, Lost Silver is still considered to be one of the best creepypastas ever made. It also spawned its own game that everyone else could play, a hidden path, an FNF mod, and amazing fan art that people have created over the last decade. It's amazing to see a story that was created back in 2010 blow up this big to this point. But that wraps it up for today's video, everyone. If you'd like to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe, everyone, and I will see you all next time.